Whenever the Ireland Games come about, there is always an optimistic and sometimes bullish feeling amongst the Manx athletes that they, their teams and the nation can stamp their authority on the international competition. It comes as no surprise then that the Isle of Man's national football sides are feeling confident about their chances of challenging at the very top in Guernsey from the 8th to the 14th of July. The last time football was contested at the Games in Gotland in 2017, the Isle of Man men's side took gold, with the women's team claiming silver after only a narrow 2-1 defeat in the final against the hosts. A long and busy Manx football season has meant that Isle of Man men's team manager Blane Slattery and women's team boss Lisy have had a shorter and intense period to get their sides ready for this year's Games. I caught up recently with both Slattery and Lisy to find out how confident they're feeling about replicating their medal success last time when they head to Guernsey.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the mix and the depth of squad we've got. I think we've got really good experience, and I think we've got some really good, exciting youth players in there as well. I think you've got to go into it with an open mind, and I don't think there's any point in going to a tournament like this if the plan isn't to win it, and that is the plan. But you've got to take it obviously one game at a time. It's really tough, 3 games in 3 days, and then a rest, and then if you get any further, more games. So it's not really something you can't really replicate that in training, or the lads have very little experience of situations like that. So it is hard, but like I said, I'm really happy with the mix of the squad at the moment. Yeah.
And in terms of integrating the players into your system, obviously they'll have spent a whole season with their clubs, and a couple of those in there have also spent a little bit of time with FC Isle of Man as well. So in terms of trying to get things together in terms of your vision and getting these players into a system that they won't have known throughout the season, how big a task is it? Are you confident that you can get it all ready together in time?
Yeah, that is the biggest challenge. Like you say, I've got maybe a different style than a lot of the lads have been playing with before. I've got some lads in that squad from Corinthians, 6 or 7 of them, that will know the style and how I like to operate. We have trained periodically in the last couple of months, so that they have got an idea of what we like to do, how I like to play football. But yeah, that is the biggest challenge, is getting them together and getting them to understand how I like football to be played. But I think my style leads to a lot of the players having a lot of freedom to be able to let the players do what they're good at. And yeah, like I say, massive challenge, short window, and that's partly why we're going to go with this intense programme leading up to the Island Games.
And Wayne, similar question. I'm not going to ask you to give away any trade secrets ahead of the Island Games, but what's your vision? How do you like to play?
The squad that we have are very technically good players, so we like to play possession football. We've been working on that in training for like I said, for the last 6 months. Friendlies will give us the opportunity to put that into practice, try a couple of different formations, but the point is always the same: to keep the ball, control the games as much as we can.
Now, looking into the Island Games in particular, in terms of the group you've got, do you have any particular knowledge about the opposition at the moment, or are you going in with a bit of a clean slate, as it were?
Yeah, I'm going in with just an open mind. That is one of the most difficult things about this tournament. Obviously, it's not anyone you've ever played before, and a lot of these teams haven't played due to there not being in Island Games in a good couple of years in a while in a competitive fixture, so it is really hard. I've obviously got some experience of some of the players in the squad who've been to previous Island Games before, but they'll only know so much. Like I say, there hasn't been competitive Island Games for a couple of years now, so yeah, you've just got to go into it with an open mind and just do your job well, and hopefully your own tactics will get you through the game.
Is it quite refreshing in some ways that you can just stamp your own mark as an island side and not worry too much about what other teams are doing?
Yeah, very similar answer to Blane, to be honest. Because there hasn't been an Island Games for 4 years, you can't really look back over. You can't look on YouTube or anything like that to find out the standards. So it's a blank sheet. It's a start again, and like you said, it's quite refreshing.
In the Island Games as general, I think from a football point of view, I think it's pretty much the highest standard you can play. It's as close to an international tournament as you can play if you're a Manx footballer. And I think that's what I look at as. I always wanted to play in it as a player. Unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough to do it. So I'm really proud to be able to go there as a manager and as a coach to the Island Games. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Like I say, I'm excited to maybe on the day off look at some other sports, some stuff I would probably never go and watch. But yeah, overall looking forward to it. And excited, and hopefully some of the lads that have never been before are also excited, looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's been described as a little mini Olympics with the opening ceremony, closing ceremony, so really looking forward to the atmosphere when we get there. It's a very similar answer to Blane in terms of the players should be thinking this is the pinnacle of playing football on the Isle of Man, is going and being selected for the Island Games squad. So everyone's really excited, really excited. And like I said previously, we've got over half the squad who've never been before, and then we've got a bit of experience in there as well. So hopefully that'll help us.
I know you've both made a couple of comments once the teams were announced about your ambitions, but for those who may not have heard it and what you think right now, I guess, since then, what's the ambitions in Guernsey? What are you going for?
Like I said, I think my ambition has always been, if you're going to go and you're going to play in something, it has to be win at all costs, to go for it. I think we're lucky with the fact that our season's playing so late. It is a bit of a hindrance that I haven't been able to have the lads together for so long, but their season, they should be sharp going into this. Like I say, it's 6 weeks of hard work, hard graft. I like the mix, I like the experience, I like the youth. Got to go for it and want to win it.
And Wayne, would you agree on the women's side of things? Is you going for gold, going for the top prize? Is that the main goal?
Absolutely. With the talent in the squad, that's the only thing we're going for.
Thank you for having the stamina to make it to the end of the Manx Radio Sportscast. You're clearly someone who has their eye on the ball at all times. Want to hear more about the latest sporting news across the Isle of Man and much more? Then might I recommend you take the plunge and subscribe to this series or a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so that, in a flash, all of our finest moments take a winner's place on your smartphone. Thank you.